This homemade tamale pie was inspired by my Argentinian friends who introduced me to the wonderful world of homemade tamales. And this pie has a cornmeal crust with delicious diced chilies in there. So when you eat a piece of this pie, I promise you it's a slice of heaven. Let's start making the crust. I have 1.5 cups of cold water, and to that I'm adding 1.5 cups of fine yellow cornmeal. Whisk it very well. In this pot I have 2 cups of boiling water, so I'm ready to add my salt, about 1 teaspoon of salt. So now we will slowly whisk in the cornmeal mixture right into the boiling water. And you want to be very careful because you want to continuously whisk it. And we're going to whisk for about 7 minutes. You want the cornmeal to completely absorb the water. Okay, the cornmeal looks good. It's perfect consistency. I cooked it for 7 minutes for sure. And now I'm going to add a can of diced chiles. You want to make sure that you thoroughly drain them. Let's add them in there, mix that in. And when the cornmeal is thoroughly cooled, I'm going to transfer it into my 9-inch pie plate. The chiles are a must in here. It gives it a nice little heat. So the cornmeal is nice and cool, and I'm ready to transfer it into my 9-inch deep dish pie pan, but you want to make sure first to spray it with some nonstick cooking spray. I absolutely love this crust because it's nice and moist. You've got the heat of the green chilies, and it really does taste like an authentic tamale. Now you want to get it nice and even. I like to use a spoon, but you can use an offset spatula. That works too. Okay, let's make our filling. Today I'm using chicken. I've got 2 cups, but you can use turkey. Just make sure to shred it real fine. And then 1 can of enchilada sauce. This is going to give it a lot of flavor. 2 tablespoons of chili powder. 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. A little cayenne pepper. Heat is always good. 3/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. Let's stir that up. Perfect. Let's add a can of black beans, which I have drained really well. A couple tablespoons of diced fresh cilantro. And 3/4 cup of diced red bell pepper. Perfection. Let's fill our pie plate. There we go. Look at that. Okay, the only thing it's missing is some cheese. So I have 4 ounces of some white and yellow cheddar cheese. Just sprinkle that evenly right over the top. I've got my oven heating up to 375, and I like to bake this on a baking sheet just in case there's a spill. And you want to cook it for about 35 to 40 minutes. You want it bubbling, and you want your cheese a nice golden brown. And remember, before serving, let it sit for 10 minutes. This homemade tamale pie is not only delicious, but it's beautiful too. And don't forget to have fun with the garnishes. I like to serve up some fresh cilantro, sliced avocado, some crumbled queso fresco, and some pomegranate arrows. Let me tell you, this Italian girl is in love with the homemade tamale pie, and I know your family and friends are going to love it too.